This video is brought to you by MagicJank.com, the spiciest cards for your sauciest decks. Buy and sell Magic the Gathering products and gear today on MagicJank.com. What is up, Janksters? It's your boy Graham, also known as HamHawks42 on the internet, and today we have a really fun deck featuring Queen Kayla, bin-Kroog. And believe it or not, we don't have a single token generator in the whole deck. So we are going to go wide with small creatures, and they're all going to be cards. It's going to be a lot of fun, trust me. I like this deck a lot, and I think it's got some potential. Before we get into the deck though, I want to take a brief moment and thank our patrons. Huge thank you to the patrons of the channel, especially the mythic patrons at the $10 level: Angry Jellyfish, Big Hurt, Else89, our newest patron, Just in Time Bane. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. And Ryan. You're amazing. I'm so enamored at the fact that people actually, well, I'm glad everybody's here actually just watching this video, but much less the contributions help so much. Thank you. And if you, dear viewer at home, actually would like to help support the channel as well, you can do so for as little as $1 a month over at Patreon. So thank you for considering that. With that, let's get into the deck tech. All right, so the deck is pretty straightforward. As you can imagine, Queen Kayla bin-Kroog's ability says pay 4, tap, discard all the cards in your hand. All of them. Just get them gone. Then draw that many cards. You may choose an artifact or creature card with mana value 1 discarded this way. Then do the same for artifacts or creature cards with mana value 2 and 3. Return those cards to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. So, perfect scenario. If Queen Kayla's down, we activate her. We discard 3 cards. Maybe more, but like definitely 3. Maybe 4 if there's a land in there, whatever the case may be. And we discard a 3-drop, a 2-drop, and a 1-drop. And we get 6 mana worth of creatures onto the battlefield. Additionally, those creatures are coming onto the battlefield through an ability, not a spell. So if your mono blue opponent is sitting on an Essence Scatter, well, too bad. It just doesn't matter. So that's pretty darn sweet. Additionally, it restocks our hand. So also, it does that all as a factor of, as part of the resolution. So if an opponent has, say, an Urtai or a Disassemble, you know, spells that can counter abilities, if they counter Queen Kayla bin-Kroog, we keep our hand. So it's like, all right, we paid 4 and tapped, and we're out of turn, basically. So that's a big tempo loss. However, we can just trigger her again next turn, assuming she survives, and we're going to be fine. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah, so needless to say, that's incredible. The best part about all that is, like, yes, you can get 6 mana worth of creatures onto the battlefield if you are fortunate enough to have, like, the perfect hand as you fire this. But the best part is, you restock your hand. If we discard 4 cards, we get all the creatures that are in that, potentially, and then we get 4 fresh cards that we get to use for the following turns. And if Kayla survives, we get to do it again next turn. And then again the next turn. So you gotta get where we're going with this. Like, we have an opportunity to just, as long as we have these inexpensive creatures with a good split between 1, 2, and 3 drops, we're just loading the board over and over and over again in phenomenal ways, which is dope. So, what are our creature packages? Well, as you can see, the whole deck is a creature package. The entire deck is made up of lands and things that can potentially trigger off of Kayla bin-Kroog. That's what we're doing. We are doing the whole thing. We are all in. I did have a couple of variants of this deck that were running things like Reckoner Bankbuster that we could theoretically get into play off Queen Kayla that could potentially draw us cards, and it was fine, but the lack of a immediate body on board that we can use immediately proved to be, I don't know, suboptimal. It just didn't quite do enough. So I took it out. We also had a number of red cards that were, you'll notice the deck is mono white except for Queen Kayla. We're splashing for our building around. It's what we're doing. Truth is, the small white creatures are just the best. I tried using a couple variants with a lot of red creatures that had, you know, things like Phoenix Chick, which resulted in a couple of cool games and a couple of cool moments, but it didn't really work as well as I wanted. And the moment I took Phoenix Chick out and added Lunarch Veteran and Recruitment Officer, the win rate increased dramatically because they provided just more value. Just purely more value is the name of the game. So one thing you might be thinking is, wait, dude, this is insane for one very simple reason. You want to use a card that requires you to draw like 3 or 4 cards in a turn if it's going to be successful in a meta where Sheoldred is ubiquitous. She's absolutely everywhere. You might as well rename format from standard to Sheoldred.
Every deck has her. You will see her everywhere. Well, that's where the Lunarch Veteran comes in. Because if Kayla triggers, yes, we could potentially draw 3 cards. We're also putting 3 creatures onto the battlefield. Lunarch Veteran, we're going to get multiple Lunarch Veterans if we're successful. That's going to happen pretty frequently, believe it or not. And so we're going to be gaining multiple life that way. We also have Knight of Dawn's Light. This is a 2/2 first striker that says if you would gain life, you gain that much life plus 1 instead. So for every Lunarch Veteran ping, we're gaining 2 life instead of just 1. If we have 2 veterans or a veteran and 1 Knight of Dawn's Light, we are able to negate, or we're able to match the life loss that Sheoldred puts out with life gain of our own. You get more than that in any combination of those 2 cards, and we're out gaining. I actually, on stream today, when we built this deck, I outgained a Sheoldred. Like, there was a deck that had Sheoldred on the field for like 5 turns, and I ended the game with a victory, mind you, with like 60 health. The life gain package is very, very important in the current meta. Absolutely is. But believe it or not, if you can get the Lunarch Veteran and the Knight of Dawn's Light going, 1 trigger off Kayla is going to gain you a ton of life, even if Sheoldred pings you down. So, pretty great. Other cards we have in the mix, we have Welcoming Vampire. So every time a creature is entering the battlefield, we're gaining life. Additionally, Welcoming Vampire is a creature that can trigger off of Kayla. So great, it just does the thing. We draw more cards. If we have a Welcoming Vampire down, or we hit a Welcoming Vampire off of Kayla's ability, we're drawing additional cards, which means future Kayla spins are going to be for a higher number. We're going to be able to get more cards. We're going to be able to churn through more and be more likely to hit at least 2 or 3 creatures with each spin and move further through our deck. This is good. Extraction Specialist is awesome because if we have any 1 or 2 drops that bite it in the early game, Extraction Specialist can bring them back. It also has lifelink, so again, gaining life. We definitely want to be doing that. A lot of the time, Extraction Specialist is going to end up eating blocks. That's okay, because the moment it does so, it's going to unlock that creature that we have underneath it. So, pretty good stuff. Brutal Cathar is our only like dedicated removal in this deck, so it's the only thing that's going to like work not in combat. Like, removing stuff is going to be primarily through combat. Like that's something that we need to be very careful about our attacks and our blocks with this deck. That's very important. But the Brutal Cathar is amazing, and because of the speed at which we're churning through our deck, we're probably going to see at least 2 of them in any given game. So a lot of the time, there's one big creature that's preventing us from really getting a good swing in, whether it's Sheoldred or a Kamiya Transience or whatever the case may be. Brutal Cathar gets it off the field. Love it. That's very important. Also, when it's nighttime, we have a 3/3 first striker online, which is golden. It's beautiful. Additionally, because Kayla is activating an ability, not casting a spell, if we activate Kayla and do nothing else on our turn and pass, it switches over to nighttime. And so now if our opponent double spells, we get our Cathar back and we get to exile another one of their things. That play pattern, you'd be shocked how often that comes up. And a lot of time people forget that it works that way, especially in the best of 1, queue on the ladder on Arena. So you can take advantage of that. It's pretty great. Additionally, so Knight of Dawn's Light also has first strike. The Moonrage Root has first strike. And we also have Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. It also has first strike. The reason that I call all that out is if you get 3 of these first strikers on the field at any given time, you have at least 6 power of first strike sitting back on defense. If your opponent attacks a 6/6 or a Sheoldred, for example, a 4/5, into that, you gang block the whole thing. Sheoldred dies on first strike damage, doesn't touch any of your team. And so as a result, even though Sheoldred has death touch, you don't care. You just ice her and move on. A lot of people are aware of that interaction and will not attack into that. That's okay. We don't mind. But keep those first strikers back to block. It makes a huge difference. Huge difference. A well-placed first strike block can oftentimes just swing the game in your favor completely if your opponent gets antsy. So it's nice. We also have Sungold Sentinel. This is a great 2-drop. It's a 3/2 for 2. Perfect. It's just great stat line. We love to see it. And it's graveyard hate. If our opponent has something in the graveyard that we want to get rid of, we can just exile it. They got a Tenacious Underdog in there, get it out of here. They're rocking Haughty Djinn, and they have some instants and sorceries, get those out of here. So Sungold Sentinel's just fantastic for that. Pesky Memory Deluges, just sweep them up. Additionally, the Coven ability is surprisingly useful. There are a lot of monocolored decks right now. There are a lot of mono blue, there's a lot of mono black. If you see them, once you have Coven, which is 3 creatures with different powers, which in this deck is not that hard. There's a lot of 1s, 2s, and 3s. You pay 2, and then all of a sudden, creatures of that color, creatures of a chosen color, cannot block the Sungold Sentinel, nor Oh, and then Sungold Sentinel also has hexproof from that color. So all of a sudden, if you're going up against a mono black deck, pay 2, all of a sudden Sungold Sentinel can't be blocked by black creatures. Boom, you're cracking in for 3 damage off Sungold Sentinel. I mean, it's as good as having Shadow for like old school players out there. It's pretty darn nice. Yeah, so Sungold Sentinel is one of our finishers, believe it or not. The other one is Welcoming Vampire. You will be shocked how often a 2/3 flyer can get the job done while you are outgaining your opponent and stalling the board so they can't attack you with their ground forces. That's really good in the current meta. Like, shockingly good. Other cards of note, we have Spirited Companion. This is, I mean, it's a 1/1 for 2. It draws a card when it enters. If you have a Welcoming Vampire down, it draws you 2 cards. It's an easy hit off of Queen Kayla. Does all the things we want. And it's a chump blocker that we can easily just put in front of something and not care. Also, Spirited Companion and Extraction Specialist. It's peanut butter and jelly. Just put them together. They do great things. We also have Recruitment Officer. 2/1 for 1. We got a Savannah Alliance, possibly the best Savannah Alliance they have ever printed, and it combos with this deck perfectly. Best Savannah Alliance I've ever printed. That's a bold statement, but to be honest, like, at uncommon, I think it probably is. 2/1 for 1, and you can pay 3 and a white. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with mana value 3 or less from among them, put it on into your hand, put the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. This is great because, 1, it's just a big creature, like, for its mana cost, so that's cool. But additionally, we can use it to just restock our hand, add more stuff that we could then spin it quick Kayla with. Or if we don't have Kayla on the field, the Recruitment Officer helps us find her because she is herself a 3-cost creature. So pretty darn cool. So that's the deck. It's very straightforward. It's pretty simple. The thing about this is, when an opponent sees a Recruitment Officer, they assume we're running soldiers, and they're probably going to want to kill it. When your opponent sees a Lunarch Veteran, they assume a Voice of the Blessed is close by, and they're probably going to want to kill it. When your opponent sees Spirited Companion, they probably don't care, because the damage is already done. But Sungold Sentinel, Thalia, these are all cards that they are kill-on-sight cards. Your opponent is going to do what they can to get rid of those. Welcoming Vampire, Extraction Specialist, also key threats. Your opponent will want to summon removal on those. We want to let them, because when Kayla hits, it is going to hurt them bad. If Kayla can stick and spin once, our opponent is probably going to be in bad shape, believe it or not. And I have found in games where Kayla gets to spin once, she usually gets to spin 2 or 3 more times. And it's pretty darn fun. So hopefully we get to show that off here on the ladder. I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. Let's see what happens. So thank you so much for checking out the video. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Let's get to some gameplay. Sungold Sentinel's nice. Otherwise, it's a handful of 3-drops. If we can get to Kayla, and we have a red, so we just need a land. We just need 1 more land, and Kayla's online. This is a risky keep, but I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, it's a risky keep, but I think I'm going to do it. Sungold Sentinel is surprisingly strong, so we're leaning on Sungold to help carry us. Actually, to be honest, the more... now I'm second-guessing myself. Because, yes, hitting Kayla on 3 is good, but we need to not only be able to hit Kayla on 3, but we also need to be able to activate her on 4. If we can't do that, things are a little sketchy. Screw it, let's go. Again, like Wayne would say, I'd rather be looking at it than looking for it. We got our Cathars in hand. We're going up against Selesnya. We're probably going to see some enchantments. Generally, what happens? Do you have the Generous Visitor right out the gate? Yes, no, maybe so? Oh, Stalwart. Oh, I'm going to shut up now, because actually, this is different than what I would have expected. Mostly because I haven't seen that card outside of draft. Ever? Is this one of those weird Steel Shaper decks? Because if so, I'm here for that. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens next. So, Sloppy Jalopy, you have my attention. Also, you have an excellent name, if I may say. If you're watching this after the fact, just know I appreciate your name. Alright, slapping in for 1. Yes, we got the Forge. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Do we go Thalia or do we go Sungold here? I want to tax them. That means they get a free attack with Dennick here. If they swing in with Dennick, there's nothing we can do. But they have access to 3 mana right now. If they tap their whole board. Because Stalwart, you need to tap it and an untapped artifact or creature. So if they hit a land, they're going to have access to 4 mana. So they'll be able to play 3 drops. If they don't hit a land, alright, yes. No blocks, come on in, welcome to my face. I'm not stepping in front of that, are you kidding? Enjoy your lifelink. Dismal backwater. ETB tapped. Okay, cool. Tight. Groovy. Hip. Muy bueno. Let's go. That's right. It's muy bueno. So let's go. And we hit another land. Perfect. Perfect. You'll love to see it. It's Cathar time, baby. I think we can Cathar Denic here. It's just the much better of the two cards. Stalwart is giving the mana, so you can make a solid argument that that's the correct choice. But I'll swing here. First strike is pretty rad. That said, if they have like resolute reinforcements. Okay, they can do a gang block. They'd have to gang with all three to take Thalia out. All right, they choose not to. Cool, it's fine. They certainly could have though. That was within their right, within their purview, if you will. Although, to be completely honest, if Thalia dies, it gives our strategy specialist something to grab, so that's not bad. All right. Our Jalapious friend over here is down to 3 cards, which is pretty nice. Gonna pay 3 for join the dance. Man, they're going hard on... Okay, they're going wide, too. Respect, opponent. Respect. Game recognizes game. Go, get wide. Yeah, let's go. I'm just gonna stick Kayla. Boom. I'm just doing it. I'm gonna lay my card on the table. This is what I got. What do you got, Oppo? You got more lands, I see, which is good to have, to be fair. Lands are nice. Lands tend to help the situation. Let's see. So we're presenting a tough situation for our opponent to attack through. If they start swinging with their whole team, we have first strike, we have 2 toughness, 3 toughness. They have to have some kind of combat trickery in order to get past us to make meaningful damage without suffering like really awful losses. They're just gonna join the dance some more. Okay, that's yeah, okay, all right, groovy. Hit muy bueno. Let's go. Do I want to let one of these Cathars go without getting full advantage? I don't think so. I think I can't not do this. I'm gonna take the Stalwart this time. All right. They have to have some kind of buff. Or are they looking at like a rabble-rousing kind of situation? Because that would actually wreck us pretty hard. To be fair. Although they don't cast anything here. If they don't cast anything here, we get nighttime. And nighttime means all the first strike. I like first strike. It's nice. And then if we actually draw an untapped land, we can double spell out of our hand. And then flip the Cathars and just start eating tokens, which is pretty nice. Alela of Radak. Alright, cool. And I like our opponent's style. This is something different. Like, that makes me happy. I like seeing different stuff. So, good work, Oppo, good work. I am, however, gonna eat your queen. Nom 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 nom. Yeah, we have a queen battle here. And I haven't activated Queen Kayla yet because our hands have been full of 3-drops specifically. Harbin. Okay. Ooh, crap. That's a lot of damage coming in through the air. Oh, wait. These are all citizens. There are 5 or more soldiers. Yeah, we got a soldier there. We got a soldier there. We got a soldier there. That's it. Yes. Let's go. All right. Kayla time. Do. Let's go. Drop. As though it were hot. We're gonna grab an extraction specialist and 1 sentinel, and the extraction specialist is gonna go grab the other sentinel. We're gonna go ahead and not touch a graveyard for that. Trigger. Not touching graveyards there either. I could drop the recruitment officer here, but I am gonna let it flip. Here we go. Now they have 4 soldiers on the field right now. The chance of them being able to attack with a 5th are not likely. Yeah, they see the writing on the wall. There we go. That's what this deck's trying to do. Excellent. So we did the thing. Woo! Yeah! And it was against soldiers, no less. That feels good. Soldiers are generally pretty good, so rock on. All right, let's see if we can do that again. This hand looks pretty solid. I mean, we've got Kayla. Brutal Cathar is one of the chase cards that we're looking for almost every game. It being in the opening hand, I mean... Yeah. I'd rather be looking at it than looking for it. There it is. Let's go. Excuse me. All right. Oh, it's black. It's crazy, right? Who would have thought? People play black these days? No way. It's nuts, right? Crack in. If they had cut it down there, I would have just pulled back the Luminous Phantasm. I mean, the Veteran is significantly better than the Phantasm, no question. But all the same. Oh, damn it. I messed that up. Sorry, pardon my language. I need to play the red source there so we could get Kayla online. Oh, well. Punt. Somebody punt me. All right. Here, what am I doing? Yeah, there we go. Yep. Attacking a critter. Don't love that. Also, nothing I can do about it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Knight of Dawn's Light and the Veteran. My thought being here, if we just throw Kayla, she's gonna die. Like, almost guaranteed. Like, the chances of Kayla surviving here are very low. So, I just want to put some more bodies on the board so if they have more sack effects, like another Lily or anything like that, we're going to be okay. It's the hope anyway, right? Alright. Yeah, they're going to cut down the Knight, which is fair. I don't like it, but nothing I can do about it, so here we are. And they're going to cut down the Phantasm? Alright, those are cut downs that aren't touching Kayla, so... Alright. Now, if they uptick Lily here... I don't know Orzhov, though, which is kind of interesting. That's not something you see every day. They do. Alright, I'm gonna dump the planes. Alright, cool. Recruitment Officer is actually fantastic here. Because that just puts another body on board. Another body on board. That's what we need. Because if they downtick Lils, we lose the Recruitment Officer. Mild bummer. Not the end of the world. I'm hoping that they just play a Shield Red here. And just say, okay, we're gonna set Critter. Sure. Lose the Officer. Fair. If they have another Liliana, I'm gonna cry because there's nothing we can do. Of course they have it. I need to close my damn mouth. Like, every time I say, like, if they have this, they always have it. Yeah, I punted there. We could have had a much better setup had I gotten Kayla out earlier. But, alas. I done messed up, yo. Distraction Specialist is pretty tight. You can go grab the Knight, which would be pretty good, I think. Or we're going to try to get Kayla online. They only have one card in their hand. They can draw another one with the Bankbuster. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Specialist here. If they have removal, I'm going to make them spend it on that. Alright. Yeah, so they're going to draw another card here. If they make us discard, I genuinely don't know what we should dump. Oh, we're going to dump them both, so it doesn't matter. Alright, cool. Yeah, Lily's going to uptick. We're going to have to dump Cathar. Yeah, they got us. I missequenced. I punted. I threw this game. I completely threw this game. That was not my intention. I am so sorry. Sure. I have chump blocks for days, so it's not even like we're going to get a good shot at Lils. Throw the vamp because we can. I'm gonna take the shot we have, force them to block. They might go for the double, which is fine. We're gonna gain 4 life here. We're gonna remove their entire board. Our Knight of Dawn's Light can now attack, which is nice. If they down tick, we lose. Probably the Knight. I think Welcoming Vamp is gonna be stronger in the end. Alright. Yeah, they're probably gonna grab Companion here. I'll be shocked if they don't actually. This is correct. Like, yeah, you discard the underdog. Peel back Companion. It comes back tapped. They can blitz the underdog, crack in on us. Although if they blitz the underdog, Knight of Dawn's Light is just gonna step in front of it. So that's not gonna be super impactful. But yeah, they're gonna down take Lils first. All right, yeah. I do lose the Knight, which sucks to be fair, but I think the flyer that can draw me cards is better in the end. Yeah, and now if they blitz T-Dog, they could use it to crew the Bankbuster and crack in at us for 4 instead of just 3. That's pretty good. They have a Touch the Spirit Realm. Cool. I love playing against removal deck. It's my absolute favorite. I'm being a little facetious. Alright. But at the same time, we have a bunch of card draw. And these have all been 1-for-1 exchanges, so... You know, it doesn't look good, but we're not... I mean, We're not super. We're not totally out of it yet. Yep. Another card that I don't have in here that I wish I had in this matchup specifically is Cathar Commando. That's actually a card that is pretty fantastic in this kind of shell. It's especially good at breaking up artifacts and enchantments, of which there are a lot in the meta right now, so it would break up this match quite nicely, but we don't have it, so here we are. All right. They are going to press the shiny attack all button. All right, cool. We're going to have a doggy trade. All right. We're going to draw land here. I'm saying that one because I'm hoping that a prediction like that can make for more decent content, but also because we're statistically likely to do so. Yeah, yeah. All right, no, we probably are out of this. It's probably not worth playing out, but let's see. You know, the Architect of Restoration, the Reckoner Bankbuster, T-Dog coming out of the graveyard. They have 17 life to work with, so T-Dog's just gonna not stop anytime soon. They're drawing just an obscene number of cards. So, it is what it is. The two Lilianas just the Liliana and the Virus Beetle just completely wrecked us. Completely wrecked us. They answered 2 Kaylas and, I mean, our whole hand, so. Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna call it. This actually looks awesome. I mean, we have a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and we're gonna have a 1-drop in hand when Kayla hits the field. We have a perfect mana situation. I can't ask for anything more than this. Just watch now that I've said that our opponent's gonna scoop, rather than play the game out. Which, by the way, actually, that's something I've noticed, and I've heard from people that this is a thing. Apparently, it's not uncommon for people, when they line up against somebody who they happen to know is a content creator, for them to just scoop the match because they just don't want their gameplay shown off on camera, which is fine. Like, that's totally, you're right. I get it. Like, I'm not mad at that by any means. I just find that interesting because I gotta be honest, I've queued up against, I've queued up against content creators before in early access events, especially because the pool is just smaller of people. So, but also just on the ladder, and I don't know, I'm ecstatic. Granted, I'm also just a total glutton for attention. I mean, I'm here on YouTube myself and on Twitch, twitch.tv/HeyMox42. So I don't know. Of course I am. I know I've ended up, I've actually made it into a couple of MTG Goldfish videos, and I know there was once, I'll never forget it, there was once when I randomly, in the play queue of all places, over a year ago now, I queued up against Merchant, and I was glued to his channel for the next couple of days, because he was running a mill deck, and I was like, oh, is he gonna do a deck check on that? Am I in video? And it never materialized. Like, ah, dang. He must have just been unwinding after a long day or something. But like, all right, I was hopeful, In any event. So Merchant, if you're watching this, you rock. Thank you for doing all you do. Anyway, yeah. Now I've talked about it. We have the perfect hand, so our opponent's gonna scoop. No, we're gonna keep this. Okay. Well, they let the timer run out, so they may have disconnected. But we'll see. You never know. We're 2 minutes into this match, and we might get to play some cards, or this is gonna be just some footage that I'm probably not gonna use because. I mean, I think there were some good stories in there, but at the end of the day, you didn't come here for stories, you came here for gameplay. All right. What do we got? Anything? Robgar, you doing anything for me, homie? You gonna play at all? Nope. Maybe not? Nope. This isn't the Salt Rope. This is I'm hoping to rank up because my opponent is Lazy Rope. Or they're just genuinely having connection issues or something, which is, like, it all happens. So I'm not trying to throw shade. I don't know their story. They might have logged in and then their PC crashed. Who knows? Or maybe just Arena crashed and they were like, man, screw this game anyway, and walked off and didn't even realize the queue actually fired. It doesn't matter. I get it. I've had Arena crash on me a number of times. It's a bummer, but it is what it is. Yep, okay. Oh, man. That is 3 minutes of quality content right there. But you know what it is? It's a win. That's a rank up. Counts. I see the Lunarch Veteran and the Knight. Back to back. Now, we don't have a red source, so we can't cast Kayla on 3 unless we draw a red source. But we even have Welcoming Vampire and the Brutal Cathar, so as long as we draw into another land, we're gonna have something to play, even if it's white exclusive. So even if it's a plains, we'll be able to play something. Or Eiganjo, that's the other mono white card we have on the list. So, all right. Starts off with a little bit of a slow start with the Blossoming Sands. Mixed match Blossoming Sands at that. Sundown Pass. We got it. Got him. All right. Let's go to the Night of Dawn's Light. Start gaining some life. Get some first strike on the field. Let's freaking go. I'm not attacking into that just yet. Not just yet. Brutal Cathar could deal with the Visitor quite comfortably, which is nice. I like that. You know, it doesn't feel great using a 3-drop to take care of a 1-drop, but when it's that 1-drop, it's usually worth it. They're looking at the Night of Dawn's Light, wondering if it's worth casting that Touch the Spirit Realm to eat it. They're going to play a Kami Transience instead. All right, tight. That works. Recruitment Officer is not bad. We take those. We absolutely take those. We could just go Veteran into Officer. That's kind of lame, though, if I'm honest. Let's see. We could also go drop the Cathar and just eat the Kami right away. They're probably going to use some kind of removal on Cathar, but to be honest, if they do that, that's removal that is going to take the Cathar out of the field. Or could take the Cathar off the field. That is going to not touch Kayla. So I'm okay with that. And like the Kami Transience is an issue. Like I can't claim it's not. That would be silly. But we can work around it. Like we'll be okay. Bar time. There it is. Yep. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming, and I'm still not mad. If anything, the attack was a little aggressive. Maybe I didn't have to do that, but it's all good. All good. Well, Bar Time's gonna go after Cathar all day. Kami Transience comes back, just a 2/2 for now, so Wodeskis. Visitor could crack in for 2 damage if they so choose. They probably should. We'll see if they do. They do not. All right, tight. All right, Montania coming down. I'm gonna drop the Veteran so we can gain some, even more life. I wanna gain a stupid amount of life. Now let's throw Kayla. So ding ding, 2 off every hit. Seems decent. All right, next turn we can rip Kayla and we at least hit 2 and then draw 3 fresh cards. If we draw into a 2-drop, like if we draw into like a Sungold Sentinel or another Knight, oh, it's gonna be like perfect situation. Assuming Kayla survives. Not a given at this point. Spirit Companion, okay. I feel like it is given at this point now. All right, cool. Yeah, I can work with this. I can definitely work with this. They're gonna get in for a little bit of damage, but with how much life gain I have right now, I don't care. Like, oh, they don't even choose to. Okay, cool. That's neat. I don't want to lose that one Welcoming Vampire, but it's a price I'm willing to make. A price I'm willing to pay, rather. That's the verbiage I'm looking for. Boom. Ba-boom. Whole mess of triggers. Trigger. And we get even more card draw. So, woot. All right, tight. Things are happening. And I like it. I do like it when things happen. It feels good. Yeah, this is definitely where a Cathar Commando would be really nice. Blowing up the Howled Haunting, blowing up that Borrow Time, get my Cathar back, like that'd be pretty tight. Alas, here we are. It's okay though. We got Kayla online. We're doing exactly what we came here to do, so I can't be mad. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. We get all this, and then we're gonna draw another card off the Vamp. Just the plains, that's fine. Let's keep digging. Let's keep churning through our deck. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right. Do we grab a fresh Kayla? Having an untapped Kayla is kind of nice. Doesn't really matter, but that's okay. Boink. But another thing entered the battlefield, so we gain more life. I'll take life, that's fine. Sungold Sentinel, I'd rather not remove anything from yards. Slap. Alright. Making some stuff happen. I like that. I like when stuff happens. Stuff happening is tight, for the record. Alright. They're doing all their things. So it comes down to a question of who can do their things harder. The thing I'm worried about is when all their creatures lift off. That is going to be problematic for sure. Yeah, that's definitely going to be problematic. And there's not a damn thing I can do about it. Go ahead and crash in. I don't care. I'll take it all day. I'll take that on the chin by all means. Sokenzan's actually a pretty sweet draw for us. So I'm going to go ahead and drop Spirit of Companion. Blop. Gain a bunch of life. Draw a bunch of cards. Floop, 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 floop. Cathar's nice. I'll take that. Definitely could take that. As long as there are 7 or more enchantments, creature control, flying, and vigilance. Okay. I wanted to just double check the wording on that. Do we rip Kayla here? Draw a bunch of fresh? Because we're gonna get a Brutal Cathar and a Knight of Dawn's Light if we do that. I think it's worth it. I mean, I didn't come here not to do this, so let's do it. Flip, 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 flip. When Cathar's an option, you take the Cathar. Generally speaking. I'm gonna take the Visitor this time. Floop, get out of here. Flying is cool. Slap. The thing we're gaining, I've seen amounts of life. They are not. Hallowed Haunting can get there. Hallowed Haunting can absolutely get there, no question. I think we've all seen it, you know, pop off and get it problematic. But in the end, I think it'll be fine. We might actually go for an Alpha Strike soon. That's a problem. Hoovershank indeed. Brutal Cathar, you know, you shouldn't have. You know just what to... Oh, man, you're going to make me blush. How did you know you were exactly what I needed? We're going to drop the Vamp. Gain a bunch of life, do a bunch of things. Flip, 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 flip. Like we do. You know, the thing we do. So that's what we're doing. We're doing the thing we do. Speaking of the thing we do, run it back. Bloop, 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 bloop. And there was a Cathar in the mix, and we draw almost nothing but lands. So tight. Let's go. You know what? Sungold, I think, has better implications long term. You're gonna eat that Catilda. Again, submit 0 on the Sungold. Nami Noms. And slap. You see what we're doing? Going for the slap. When in doubt, give him a good old slap set. Alright. So, the Sungold Sentinels touch the Spirit Realm. They're probably going to go touch Kayla, but to be honest, at this point, damage is pretty much done. Because, yeah, we can double pump the Sungolds, I think. Yeah, we're going to have the Vanna to double pump Sungold. Ooh, they go for the Brutal Cathar to get their Generous Visitor back. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. I would have gone for Catilda there, like, by a lot. That was a... Okay. Whatever, dude. Whatever makes you happy. Let's see. Green and white. Then I'm just gonna do this because it puts our opponent on a clock. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna go white and green this time. All right, tight. They still don't have aerial support. So those are all coming through. Still not exiling my graveyard, please and thank you. Slap, 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 slap. All right, and it's now nighttime, so the Moonrage Brute is here. So to be honest, I might have been able to do this sooner, but I'm happy with how this is turning out. I think we're gonna be okay. Borrow time. What are they going after is the question. The Sungold Sentinels. If both of these Sungold Sentinels survives, we just win. So they have to go after it. Like, they have to. They don't have a choice. Straight up. If they go after anything else, they lose. They're going after the Moonrage Brute? Like, I understand lifelink is very powerful, but it's not going to matter, homie. Yeah, we got him. Green, white. White and green. Thank you, Sungold Sentinel, for being awesome. Attack with just the Sentinel so they can't, like, get that Catilda block. And there we go. Got him. Let's go. Big boards, baby. I like big boards, and I cannot lie. All right, so thank you so much for checking out the video. I really appreciate it. This was a ton of fun. Queen Kayla, if she gets an opportunity to pop off, as you can see, is super duper fun. So I hope you enjoyed the deck. The links are in the description below. Different budget options, like if you already have like a Voice of the Blessed in your collection, you could put that in here. It could be very strong. You could also argue that Cathar Commando it belongs in the deck as well. But in any event, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I will catch you on the next one.